Buddy Hield on the trade block. The Sixers could reportedly have some interest, but could they actually make it happen? We'll break all of it down here on Philly Take with RB.
Perfect.
What is up, everybody? RB here. Welcome into the show. Like always, hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Subscribe, drop a comment for the algo, ring the bell. Don't miss any of the coverage. We are inching towards training camp, and we have some Sixers news and rumors. Boom! The report coming out last night. The Sixers went out and signed Oubre a few days ago. Could they be in the market to potentially go snag another shooter? We'll get into all of it, man. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think the Sixers should go out and make a trade for a guy like Buddy Hield? Give me all your thoughts before we jump right into all of the news. A shout out to our partner of today's video. Shout out to the partner of today's video, Mint Mobile. If you out there are similar to everyone else in the world who has thought to themselves at one point, why is my wireless bill so high? Then Mint Mobile is for you. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 per month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network and keep costs low because they sell directly to you online, cutting out the retail stores and salespeople. Why should you pay more than you have to for access to the same network? You can go and use that money to treat yourself to a Sixers game or even buy a new jersey. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. They even offer super affordable family plans with as little as 2 lines. And switching to Mint is super easy thanks to their digital eSIM cards. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. And if your phone isn't eSIM compatible, Mint will actually ship you a new SIM card free of charge. The whole process will only take about 15 minutes. And if you get stuck, Mint has a great customer service team to help you through it. So if you are interested in reliable coverage and fast data for a fraction of the cost, go to mintmobile.com/PhillyTake. You can go right down to the description of this video and click the link, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. All right, man, let's jump right into it. So this report coming out last night, Charania was on a show called The Rally, and he says that the Mavericks, Sixers, and Bucks have all expressed interest in Buddy Hield. Now, I do want to say, I don't know if he explicitly was trying to portray it that way. We'll get into that in just a second, but here was the show that he was on, and here's more of a quote of what he said. Quote, "The Lakers were long rumored for Buddy Hield. You look at teams like Dallas, Philly, and Milwaukee. Those are the types of teams that could definitely use a shooter like Buddy Hield." And then you have Evan Sideri here on Twitter. He says the Mavs, Sixers, and Bucks have all shown interest. Here was the quote that Sham said, and a little more on it. He says they've had a level of interest in him over the last several months, but of course no deal has happened yet. And the reason I say I don't know if he was trying to portray it that way is because if you go back and actually watch this video clip, he was talking about the Lakers primarily, right? And we all know that the Lakers have had long interest in Buddy Hield. But then he kind of, shifted over to the Bucks and the Sixers and the Mavs. And then he said, that they've had interest for months. So it's kind of hard to decipher whether he was still talking about the Lakers or if he was talking, about the Sixers and that, they've inquired about Buddy Hield over the months. Either way, you know that something like this is going to blow up on the internet. And that's where we're at nowadays. So my question is, should the Sixers go out and should they trade for Buddy Hield? Well, first off, shout out to the OGs of the channel, man. Way back when we started doing this YouTube stuff, we put out, honestly, like 3-4 videos. The Buddy to Philly movement was on fire. If you remember, years ago, off season, little cryptic things. He's liking things on Instagram, and, he wanted to get out of Sacramento for a while. I remember Buddy all the way back in Oklahoma, and I am obviously a Nova fan, and I remember going up against them in the Final Four in the tournament, and Buddy was one of the highest touted prospects in a while, and just the way he was able to knock down shots. Obviously, Nova ended up winning that game, went on and won the championship. But Buddy Hield ended up getting drafted, in the lottery, and he's a very, very good player. Now, he has bounced around to different teams in his career. He definitely did not start out hot in the NBA, and he had to kind of transition and develop his game in multiple ways to be a solidified NBA rotation player. Now, I would say he's more so probably a 6th, 7th man type of player. I don't know if he can be a consistent starter on a team, but what he does bring to your team is a lot of shooting. And I want to pull up one play here just to show you an element that Buddy Hield could bring to the Sixers that they're lacking. And most teams do not lack this, but I just want to pull this up here. So here's a play where the Pacers start at the wing, then they send it up top. And look at this little pin down screen. And Buddy's just going to take the ball, one dribble, boom, quick trigger, pull up, bang. Let's watch it again. Buddy Hield takes the ball, one quick shot, boom. And I feel like the Sixers have lacked that element in their offense since a guy like Seth Curry departed, right? Since he was traded. And most teams have a guy like that. The Sixers do not. Let's be honest, right? Maybe Kelly Oubre could assist in that, right? He's going to let the ball fly, but that's what Buddy Hield is. He is a high-volume shot chucker. He is a high-volume three-point shot guy. He's going to move all around the offense. There are definitely limitations to his game, right? On the defensive side, you're going to have to kind of mask some of his liabilities, but if you want a guy that can hopefully knock down 5 threes in a game, yeah, Buddy Hield is your guy. Now, I have, pros and cons to trading for him and not trading for him, but overall, he would definitely make the Sixers better. Let's not say that he wouldn't. Here is his contract. Buddy Hield on the last year of a deal coming up, and he is going to make $18.5 million. Now, the Pacers look at that contract. They don't want to give him a contract extension. So now it has been made public, and that kind of loses, a little bit of leverage, right? If no team wants to trade for Buddy Hield, then it's like, okay, I don't know if he can come back here. So then they might have to dump him off. But there will definitely be teams interested in Buddy Hield. It's just about what should the value in return be. And the Pacers are going to try to move him now. They don't want to pay him the extra, couple years. They don't want to give him an extension. I don't know how much he's going to warrant, but it'll probably be more than this number. And, that's where the Sixers come in. And, if they want to make a trade and they want to get another shooter, what will they give up? So I went and I read a little bit of Kyle Neubeck's article on Philly Sports, and he said, what would a trade potentially look like? Number one, it could be 2 to 3 mid-sized contracts in exchange for Hield's salary, or trading Tobias and additional Pacers role players. And when you go and look at this type of deal, it's actually very hard to put together. And the main reason is because the Sixers don't have like those middle level contracts, right? They're very front loaded and very heavy at the top with Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris and James Harden. And then, you look at the rest of the guys, other than PJ sitting at 11 million, the rest of their guys are in the range of, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million. So you're going to have to pile those on top of each other if you want to go that route. And then I start to wonder, is anything going to be enough for what the Pacers want in return? I'll tell you right now, they're going to want a first-round pick in exchange for Buddy Hield. Will they get that? That is another question. I guess it depends on the level of interest and how people view Buddy's game. Again, very good shooter, a guy who has made his rounds and has definitely developed in different areas, but you know what you're getting, right? He's going to be a spot-up shooter, and at times he's going to be able to move around, take a couple dribbles and pull it up, man. And, the Sixers could really use a guy like that, right? You look at the chemistry with Seth Curry and even back to JJ Redick with Joel Embiid. He loves guys that can, perform those dribble handoffs. And you look at Buddy's career, I mean, the last, 4 or 5 years, he's been in that 16 to 20 point per game range. He shoots for a career 40% from three, which a lot of people expected coming out of college. And, he's going to put up, right, 10, 15 shots a game. He's going to put up 6 to 8 threes a game. Now, again, like a lot of other Sixers, there's going to be stretches where you hate Buddy Hield. He's going 1 for 13, and he's got a couple games where everybody's going to say, trade him, trade him, trade him. But then there's other stretches, and if we look back at his game logs from this last year, for example, let's look at March, right? Here's March. I mean, you look at some of these games, putting up 20 points, 16 points, 17 points, right? He's going 5 for 10 from three. And it's pretty crazy to think about, but the Sixers just don't have a lot of guys that can do that, right? PJ Tucker's not a movement shooter. Tobias Harris is not a movement shooter. We looked at the one play. Buddy would be able to bring that type of element to this offense. And again, I think Joel Embiid strives with players like that in this offense. We look at February, for example, right? 29 points one game, 27 points, 21 points. So Buddy's going to have these stretches where he gets really hot. And I think that would definitely benefit the Sixers. But, you go back and again, what is it going to take? Would the Sixers be willing to part with a long in the future first round pick? I don't think they would be willing to do that because they don't even have enough assets right now to begin with. Would they be willing to give up a second round pick and say, I don't know, a Jaden Springer and a PJ Tucker, right? And a Paul Reed? Would they be willing to part with those guys? Or if they decide to go the Tobias Harris route, okay, you throw in Tobias, and we remember that the Pacers did have interest in Tobias. Maybe it's not the most feasible option right now, but maybe they take Tobias, right? Saying the Pacers, and they say, one, we can bring in a locker room vet who will give us 18 to 20 points a game and can fit in with some of our younger guys. And then his contract expires after this year. So then we can open up essentially a max slot. Maybe the Pacers look at it that way, or they take Tobias, let him perform, build up his value, and then swap him for more things at the deadline. So that could be a way to think about it. But if that was to be the case, like Kyle said, you know, you'd have to throw in maybe a TJ McConnell, a Daniel Tice, and these guys could end up getting bought out, or they could be, you know, back of the bench role pieces for the Sixers. You'd probably have to throw in a guy like Nembhard or whatever, because you know they're not trading Aaron Nesmith. They're trying to sign him. Jarris Walker, no. Obi Toppin, no. Benedict, no. So, yeah, man, I think it would be tough to put together a structure here. I think what the Pacers are probably going to do is look more towards the draft capital side, and right now the Sixers are definitely lacking in that category. Again, Buddy Hield is not going to be impressive every night, but he will have these stretches where he heats up, and again, I just think that he would bring an element to this team. I know he wouldn't start, but if he could come off the bench and knock down a couple threes, I think it would definitely benefit this Sixers team. And, you know, hopefully you'd be able to mask some of his liabilities defensively. And just sometimes he just looks out of rhythm. He doesn't look locked in. And that's definitely something that he has to improve on personally in his own career if he wants to continue playing. So we'll wait and see how it plays out, man. But let me know your thoughts down below. Should the Philadelphia 76ers go target Buddy Hield? What would you be willing to give up to make that happen? Give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. As always, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.